Hello and welcome. Right now is a great time to do yoga. So we're gonna do some yoga that's gonna be, I say it's gonna be healing for the body. Well, all yoga is healing for the body, but we're gonna go with this yoga practice with a healing mindset. So my reading for you says, and I found this the other day and I thought it was just fabulous. So the reading says, healing is different from curing. Curing is the business of medicine, and it involves eliminating symptoms, while healing is the crafting of a healthy lifestyle by eliminating the cause of suffering and disease, and then creating a meaningful destiny. Ours is the practice of healing. Healing attends to the soul and the spirit. So I really like that because right now we're looking for a cure, right? We're looking for a cure for this coronavirus. We're looking for a cure for cancer. We're looking for a cure for a lot of things. But I really like that reading because it talks about healing. And I think we can approach healing in a lot of different ways, from our lifestyle, from our mindset, from the food we eat, to the beverages we drink, to what we do to calm and exercise and move the body. So that's why this practice is going to be for healing. We're going to have a healing mindset to it. So let's get started on our backs. Knees can be bent or legs can be stretched out. See what's feeling best to the upper body, to the lower body at this time. I'm going to start with the knees bent, and I'm just going to rock my hips a little side to side. Okay, so if you've got the legs stretched out, maybe you can just rock the feet a little side to side. Good. And then bring everything to center. Roll the shoulders down and under. Tuck the chin just a little bit and feel the weight even on the right side, left side of the body. And just start to take a few nice breaths. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall. And just take in an inhale, a healing inhale. And exhale, just let go of anything that the body doesn't need, that the mind doesn't need. We're going to let go of it with the exhale. We're going to take a couple more of those healing breaths. Inhale, health, energy, strength. And then exhale, let go of tension, tightness, worries, concerns. One more nice slow inhale, inhaling health, courage, strength, positivity. And exhale, let go of aches, pains, any troubles. Good. And then let's wiggle the fingers. If the knees are bent, go ahead and stretch the legs out. We'll wiggle the fingers, we'll wiggle the toes. Let's take a nice big stretch. Stretch both arms up overhead. So big full body stretch. And then exhale, bring the arms down by your side. We're going to start with the knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to warm up the legs, hips, low back. So pick up those hips just a little bit. Lengthen the spine, set the hips back down. Inhale with your exhale, we'll bring the right knee into the chest. We'll hug the knee. Just take a couple breaths here. Breathe into the low belly. We'll stretch the right foot up to the ceiling. We're going to circle the right ankle nice and slow in one direction. Let the toes wiggle a bit. Let's go in the opposite direction. So just warming up the foot, the ankle, the right leg. Let's point and flex the right foot. We get a nice stretch in the whole right leg, right foot. Keep the right foot flexed. Inhale with your exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. So we're going to keep that right foot flexed. It's going to give our right calf a nice stretch. Inhale again. With your exhale, lift your head up towards your right knee. Shoulders down, neck long. You can bring one hand behind the neck if you want a little support for the neck. But keep those shoulders nice and long down and the neck long, and we're going to stretch out the left leg. If that feels okay to the low back, we're going to stretch out the left leg. We want to keep the belly button pulling down towards the floor, waistline pressing down towards the mat as we take big breaths into the low belly. So we're working on this right side
with this right thigh into the belly, we're working on the ascending colon. So the part of our colon that moves up, and then we have the transverse colon that goes across. We have the descending colon on the left side. So these big breaths here, working the ascending colon. Inhale, lower the head. We'll bring the right foot to the mat. Bend both knees, feet on the floor. We'll rock the hips side to side. So we work the ascending colon side first, or the right side first, because that's the way the waste is going to travel through the body, so that it helps us with elimination and getting rid of toxins. Okay, inhale, exhale, left knee comes into the chest. We'll hug the knee, tuck the chin a little bit, relax the shoulders. Couple breaths here into the back body, into the front body, into the belly. We'll stretch the left foot up to the ceiling, and we're going to circle the left ankle in one direction. Let the toes wiggle around a bit. Circle in the opposite direction. And we'll point and flex the left foot. So just warming up this whole left leg, left foot. Let's keep the left foot flexed. Inhale with your exhale. We'll bring the left knee into the chest. We'll hug the knee. Inhale again. Exhale, lift your head up towards the knee. Shoulders down, neck long. So we can bring one hand behind the neck if we want a little support. If it feels okay to the back and the hips, you can stretch the right leg out on the mat. So if you stretch that right leg out, push through the heel, waistline presses towards the floor, belly button pulls down towards the spine, shoulders relax down, the neck is long. Big breaths now into this left side, the descending side of the colon, helping to move waste products out of the body and heal the body. Inhale, lower the head. We'll bring the left foot to the mat. Both knees bend, feet on the floor. We'll rock the hips side to side. All right, we'll bring the knees to center. Inhale, with your exhale, both knees come into the chest. Hugging the knees, we'll roll the whole back side to side. Shoulders and hips roll. So just bringing some circulation into the muscles of the back body, into the shoulders, into the hips, into the spine. Some energy flow there. And the head can go the same direction as your knees, or the head can stay centered. So see what feels best to you. So you tune into the body, right? So you're tuning in to see what feels best. We do what we can, as we can, how we can. We can modify everything. Bring the knees to center. We're going to stretch both feet up to the ceiling. Feet hip width apart, feet flexed. We'll hold here for a moment. So we're just going to let the legs get a nice stretch. And then we're going to go into a yoga walk. One knee bends, opposite foot stretches up to the ceiling. Take it nice and slow. So we're not rushing through this. Taking it nice and slow. We're feeling the muscles that we're using. We're feeling the joints that are working here. Let's bring both knees back into the chest. Feet are flexed, gives our calves a nice stretch. We'll hug the knees. Inhale. And with your exhale, lift your head up towards the knees. Shoulders down, neck long. So we're trying to compress the belly with the thighs and take big breaths at the same time. Same as earlier, you can bring one hand behind the neck if you like, but big breaths into the low belly. So harder to breathe here with both thighs pulled in, but our internal organs get that little squeeze and release with each breath cycle. So that's what we want. That's really healing to all the internal organs. Keep the neck long, couple more big, slow breaths into the low belly. And then we'll inhale, lower the head. Now you're going to use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch away from the mat. Feet can come down one at a time if you need. We're going to bring the feet all the way down to the floor. Use your abdominals. Once the feet are down on the mat, we'll bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open for Recline Cobblers Pose. So if you have blocks, you can place a couple blocks on the outside of the thighs. You can take some pillows or cushions or blanket rolls. If it feels okay and the knees just fall open, you don't need extra support, then just go ahead and enjoy this. And then the arms are going to be a little bit away from the body, palms up. Tuck the shoulders under a little bit. Take some nice slow belly breaths. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And just make any little adjustments to get a little more comfortable. Try to relax all the muscles in the body. So as we open the knees and we open the arms, we're opening those major lymph nodes that are in the groin area and in the armpit area. So the lymph fluid can flow more easily through those lymph nodes. And so that's healing for the body. That boosts our immune system. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Good. And then we're going to bring the knees together nice and slow. Knees come together. Bring the knees back into the chest. Hug the knees. We'll roll side to side a couple times. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We'll bring the feet down to the mat. So we're going to do some leg lifts. We're going to stretch the right foot up to the ceiling. We're going to push up through the right heel. We're going to have the right arm at your side, left hand on your belly. So we want our belly to stay nice and soft and relaxed. We don't want it to puff up or tense up. So we're going to inhale first, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to lower the right leg down. Let it tap the mat. Inhale and lift the right leg. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. One more time. Exhale and lower. Now this time when you lower, let the leg hover above the mat. Push through the right heel. Right toes are up towards the ceiling. We're going to work the inner thigh and the hip. So keep that right foot flexed, but turn the toes out to the right. Keep the belly nice and soft. And then inhale, open the right leg out to the right, just a little bit. Exhale, bring the right leg back to center. Turn the right toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right leg comes up. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, right leg lowers. We're going to let it hover. Turn the toes out to the right. Inhale, right leg out to the right a little bit. Exhale, bring it back in. Turn the toes back up to the ceiling. Inhale, we lift the leg. 1 more time. Exhale, we lower. Let the leg hover. Turn the toes out to the right. Inhale, right leg out to the right. Exhale, bring it back to center. Turn the toes back up. Inhale, right leg comes back up. And then exhale, bend the right knee. Let's hug that knee in. We'll bring the right foot to the mat. We're going to do that with the left leg. So we're going to stretch the left leg up to the ceiling. Left arm at your side, right hand on the belly, just to make sure that we're not tensing up the belly. We keep that waistline pressing towards the floor. Inhale, as you exhale, lower the left leg. We'll lower it all the way down. We'll let it tap the floor. Inhale, we're gonna lift the left leg up. So keep pushing through the heel. Left foot is flexed. Exhale, we'll lower the leg, let it tap down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. This time we're going to let the leg hover. So we're going to lower that left leg down, turn the left toes out to the left, and then open the left leg to the left a bit, bring it back in, turn the toes back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the left leg up. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, lower. Turn the toes to the left. Inhale, open the left leg. Exhale, bring it back in. Toes turn up. Inhale, lift the left foot up. 1 last time. Exhale, lower the leg. Turn the left toes out to the left. Inhale, open your left leg a bit. Exhale, bring it in. Turn the toes back up. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and then we're going to bend the left knee. Hug the knee into the chest. We'll bring the left foot to the mat. So both knees bent, feet on the floor, and we'll just rock the hips a little side to side. Bring the knees to center. We'll work those hips a little bit more. So we're going to take a figure 4 pose with the legs. We're going to bring the right heel, the right ankle to the left knee. Right foot is flexed. And we can take that right hand and just gently press that right thigh away. So we're getting a stretch on that right hip. Couple breaths here. Good. Keep the right ankle where it is. Keep that right knee moving away from you. Inhale, and with your exhale, both knees are going to come into the chest. So we can wrap the hands around the back of the left thigh And use the right elbow to press the right thigh away. So both feet are flexed, and we get this really nice stretch on the outer right hip. So the closer in you pull the knees in towards the belly, the deeper that stretch is going to be on that right side. So just find that just right spot. We're going to hold here and breathe. So wherever you feel it the most, just imagine the breath, the inhale or the exhale moving to that area. We're going to inhale, and we're going to bring that left foot down to the mat. Bring the right foot down to the mat. Adjust the hips and shoulders. Get even on the mat. We'll repeat that on the left side. So left ankle to right knee. Left foot is flexed. We're going to move that left thigh away. So you can take the left hand and gently press the left thigh away. So we feel that stretch on the left hip, probably the front or the side. Just depends on where you might feel it. Couple big breaths here. Good. Inhale. With your exhale, both knees are going to come into the chest. We can wrap the hands around the back of the right thigh and use the left elbow to press the left thigh away. Both feet are flexed, and the closer in you pull those knees into the belly, the deeper that stretch is. So now that stretch is probably going to move to the outer left hip, thigh, glute area. You might feel it somewhere different, but that's usually where it moves to. A couple big breaths here. Good. We're going to inhale, bring the right foot down to the mat and the left foot down to the mat. Adjust hips and shoulders so you're even, and then we'll rock the hips a little side to side. Bring the knees to center. We're going to go into a pelvic tilt. So the feet are hip width apart. We'll walk the feet back towards the hips a bit. We're going to inhale, press the tailbone down into the mat, and the waistline lifts up off the floor. Then exhale, press the waistline down, pull the belly button down towards the spine. So we'll go back and forth between those two. Inhale, tailbone presses down, the waist lifts. Exhale, waist presses down. Inhale, waist lifts. Exhale, waist presses down. So we're not lifting the hips. The only thing that's lifting off the mat is that waistline. So inhale, tailbone presses down, the waistline lifts. Exhale, waistline presses down. Good. Come to neutral. We're going to take bridge. So we're going to take bridge with our breath. Inhale first. Exhale, press your waistline down into the mat. Inhale, lead with the tailbone. We're going to lift the hips up. And then exhale, we're going to lower the hips down. We're going to pulse like that. So press that waistline down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. One more. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. And now we're going to combine those two. So into a little flow. So we're going to inhale, tailbone presses down, waistline lifts up. Exhale, waistline presses down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, tailbone presses down. Exhale, waist presses down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, tailbone presses down. Exhale, waistline presses down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. We'll take one more. Inhale, tailbone presses down. Exhale, waist presses down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest, hug the knees. We're going to roll side to side. So just rolling out the hips, the shoulders, the low back. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We'll bring the feet down to the floor. One at a time, stretch the legs out. Stretch the arms up overhead. Reach the right side a little longer, left side a little longer, right side a little longer, left side a little longer. So get the hips moving. Get the legs involved in the stretch. We're not just stretching from the waistline up. We're stretching the whole body from the feet to the hands. See if one side's a little tighter or feels a little different than the other. Bring everything to center. Arms come down by your side. We're going to bend the knees. Roll over onto your side, either side, and come up into hands and knees table pose. So
I'm on a rug here, so I don't really need extra padding, but if you need some padding, a blanket or a towel, you can double your mat up if you like. So we're gonna be in table pose. We're gonna have our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Index fingers are parallel to each other. The other fingers spread out from there. We're gonna go into a cat breath. Exhale, round the spine up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. So all this nice breath work and all this coordinating body movement, so good for the body, good for the organs, good for the brain, the mind, the energy. Exhale, inhale. On your next exhale, shift back into child's pose. Big toes barely touching. The knees separate a little bit apart, and then we're gonna bring the forehead down to rest. You can stack the hands on top of each other and let the forehead rest on the hands, or the head can come all the way down onto the mat, but we're just gonna breathe into the low back, breathe into the shoulders, breathe into the rib cage. Good. And then we're gonna take child's pose and we're gonna combine it with cat-cow. So we're gonna stretch the hands as far forward as they'll go. We'll be in an extended child's pose with the hands forward. Forehead comes down. We're gonna inhale, come up to hands and knees. So bring your knees just a little closer together if they were wide for child's pose. So we're gonna exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, shift back into child's pose. Now keep the hands where they are. Inhale, come up to table. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, shift back into child's pose, keeping the hands where they are. Inhale, table. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, shift back into child's pose. One more of those. Inhale, table. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, child's pose. Keep the hands where they are, and then we're going to add on. After we do a cat pose, we're going to do a downward dog. So the hands are forward. We're going to inhale to table. Exhale, round your spine into cat. Inhale into cow. Curl your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. One more of those. Inhale, table. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch the spine. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Good. So you can stack the hands on top of each other and rest the forehead on them. You can take a few wrist circles or wiggle the fingers if that feels good for you. The hands can even be back by the feet with the palms up and the forehead resting on the mat. From here, we're going to go into an extended child's pose. So stretch the hands as far forward as they'll go. Elbows are up on the mat. We're going to stretch our side body. We're going to pick up the hands. We're going to walk them over to the right. Inhale, exhale, tuck your chin. So the forehead's off the mat, but the head's in between the arms. So we're reaching to the right, and now we're going to lean to the left. So I'm going to lean into my left shoulder, into my left rib cage, and a little bit back into that left hip. So I'm getting a really nice stretch on the left side. A couple big breaths here. And then we'll pick up the head, look at the hands. Walk the hands back to the mat. We're going to walk the hands over to the left off the mat. Exhale, tuck the chin. Your forehead's off the mat, but the head is in between the arms. We're reaching left, and now we're going to lean right. So lean into your right shoulder, into your right rib cage, and then lean a little bit back into your right hip as we take a couple of nice breaths here. Pick up the head, look at the hands, walk the hands back to center.
We're going to take a downward dog here. So our elbows are up off the mat, but our bottom is still back by our heels. So we're reaching those hands forward. Now come into hands and knees. Bring those knees a little closer together if they were wide for child's pose. Take a look at the hands, fingers spread nice and wide, index fingers are parallel. Curl your toes under. Inhale, with your exhale, lift up and then shift back into a downward dog. And we're gonna walk it out. So let's lower one heel, other heel. Let's walk out the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, the arches. Tuck the chin a little bit, strong arms. And then we're gonna come down to knees, shift back into child's pose. Good, a few wrist circles or wiggle the fingers. Let the forehead rest for a moment. Let the breath come back to normal. And let everything stop for a moment. So child's pose helps us to go inward. It helps us to go inside. It helps us to shut out the outside world. So just let the forehead rest somewhere, and the forehead, the place right in between the eyebrows, that sixth chakra, it's your center of intuition, instinct. So just listening to your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, going inside and shutting out the outside world for a moment. We're going to come back up into hands and knees table. We'll have our wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips, index fingers parallel. A couple of cat breaths. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good. One more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. We're going to come into a lunge. So we're going to bring the right foot forward. And we're going to have the right knee over the right heel. The left knee is going to scoot back as far as it can from the left hip. So you can be high up on fingertips. You can be on blocks. We're going to go back and forth with breath. So inhale first. Exhale, we're going to lean back and bow towards the right knee. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. So the right toes can lift or the right toes can stay down on the mat, wherever you feel like you get the best stretch for the back of the right leg. We're rounding the spine, we're tucking the chin. Now we'll move with breath. Inhale, come forward, chin lifts, spine is long. Exhale, rounding the spine, leaning back, tucking the chin. Inhale, we come forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Staying forward here now, making sure that right knee's over the right heel. Good. Left hand will be down on the mat, right hand on the right hip. We're still looking at the front of our mat, the short edge of the mat where the right foot is. We're going to go into a twist. Inhale, with your exhale, turn to the right. So we're going to bring this right thigh into the belly. Take big breaths here. Right hand can stay on the right hip, or right hand can lift up. Whatever feels good to you, to this right shoulder. Good. Now that left knee can stay down on the mat, or if you want to add on to it, left toes curl under and the left knee lifts up. I'm going to push that left heel back behind you. So the back of this left thigh, we're trying to lift it up towards the ceiling just a little bit. So what we don't want is the knee to bend, the leg to sag. We want to push that heel back behind us. If we've lifted that back knee, we want to push that heel back behind and really engage that back thigh. Good. Wherever that right hand is, bring it back to the mat. If you've lifted the left knee, bring the left knee down. We're going to bring that right knee back by the left, and we'll just swish the hips a little side to side. Helps to kind of neutralize hips and spine. Come to center, and then we're going to do the other side. So that left foot is going to come towards the front of the mat. We want our left knee over our left heel, right knee scoots back behind the right hip, high up on fingertips or on blocks. Inhale, as you exhale, we're going to lean back and bow towards the left knee. So left toes can lift or left toes can stay down, whatever feels best to you. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. So spine is rounded, chin is tucked. Just trying to get a nice stretch in the back of that left leg. Now we'll move with breath. Inhale, come forward. Chin lifts, spine long. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, shifting back. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, rounding back. 1 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, shifting back. Good. Next time you're forward, we're going to bring that left knee back by the right. And we'll shift the hips a little side to side. Come into hands and knees table, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. 3 cat breaths. Exhale, round up. Pull that belly button up towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin. Inhale, arch the back. Let the belly stretch. Heart slides forward, shoulders slide back, neck is long. 2 more. Exhale, rounding up. Inhale, arching. So all the nerves that go down through the spinal column, they're loving this cat-cow pose. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good. Sit back on the heels. We're going to come into a seated pose. So we're going to sit cross-legged. Doesn't matter which foot's in front because we'll switch the next time. So sitting cross-legged, we're going to have the right hand down on the mat. We're going to inhale the left arm up. Exhale, relax the left shoulder down. Inhale again, and as you exhale, we're going to lean to the right. So now as I lean to the right, I'm pressing the left hip, the left sits bone down into the mat, and I'm pushing my right hand into the floor. So this left arm is up over the left ear. I'm compressing this right side and getting a nice stretch on the left side. Keep pushing that left hip down towards the floor. If it feels okay, bring the left hand to the back of the head and then lean the head back into the hand. So we're opening that left side, but also that left shoulder, getting a nice stretch. Keep pressing right hand to the floor and left hip into the floor. Good. Let's inhale and bring the left hand up and over all the way down to the ground. We're going to switch the cross of the legs. So this might be the side that feels a little different. Usually we go to our most comfortable side first. So this side might feel a little different. Get good and grounded down on the sits bones. Left hand is going to be on the floor, palm down. We're going to have the right arm out to your side. Let's inhale, right arm up. Exhale, relax right shoulder down. Inhale again. Exhale, we're going to lean to the left. So that right arm's coming over to the left. I'm pressing the left hand into the floor and at the same time pushing my right hip, my right sits bone down into the floor. Good. Holding here for a couple breaths. If it feels okay, bring the right hand to the back of the head and then lean the head back into the hand and gently press the hand into the head. So we're getting a nice stretch on that right shoulder. Left hand pressing into the floor, right hip pressing down into the floor, and head gently into the hand. Good. Inhale, we're going to bring that right hand up and over. Good. Bringing it down. We'll take a few shoulder rolls. Roll the shoulders up and back and down, up and back and down. Good. We're going to come back into hands and knees table. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to exhale round the spine. Inhale, arch. Good. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. 1 more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good. Come to neutral. We're going to drop down to elbows. So we're going to measure the elbows. So we're wrapping the hands around the elbows. And that way our shoulders are going to be stacked directly over the elbows. So we don't want the elbows out too wide, right? It's not safe for the shoulder joint. So that's why we bone stack here. So we're going to measure those elbows. We want our knees under our hips. Plant the elbows there. We'll bring the hands forward. Palms can be flat. Fingers can be interlaced. Hands can be in prayer pose, whatever you like. We're going to tuck the chin. And we're going to move with breath. So we're going to inhale, come forward a little, head towards the hands. Exhale, shift back a little bit towards the heels. pull your belly button up into your spine and keep that spine and neck fairly neutral. So we're not rounding and arching like we do in cat-cow. We're trying to keep that back pretty nice and neutral. And we're trying to work the core here a little bit. So that belly button pulls up towards the spine. The waistline stays a little bit inflated. So notice when the waistline starts to want to arch, and we want to just pull that belly button up. Good. Now we're going to come to neutral. So the shoulders are over the elbows. And we're going to stretch the right leg back behind us. So the toes are curled under on the floor. Right heel is going to push back behind. Pushing that right heel back behind you, we're lengthening from that right hip all the way down the right leg. But we want our shoulders to stay still over our elbows. So when we push that right heel back, we don't want to move the elbows forward from the shoulders. So keep that bone stacking, shoulders over elbows. And then we're going to, with breath, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, lower, let the toes tap down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right toes tap down. One more, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, tap the toes down. Now we're going to take that right foot to the left. So we're going to pick up the right foot and bring it over to the left. Toes are still curled under. And we're going to push that right heel back behind you. We're getting a nice big stretch on that right side. And if you like, you can turn and look to the left just for a little deeper stretch. Keep those shoulders over the elbows. Bring the head to center if you turned it to the left, and then bring the right knee back by the left. Take a couple cat breaths here. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Two more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. So we're taking cat-cow on the elbows. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good. Come to neutral. The left leg is going to stretch back. So left toes curled under on the mat. Push the left heel back behind you. Make sure your shoulders stay over your elbows. Good. So we're lengthening that left leg from the left hip all the way down through the bottom of the foot. We're going to lift the left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap the left toes down. We'll do two more of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now we're going to take that left foot over to the right. So pick up the left foot, bring it over to the right. Toes are curled under. Push the left heel away from you. Shoulders stay over the elbows. And if you like, we can turn and look to the right. So a nice big stretch on that left side. Big breaths. If you turn the head to the right, bring it back to center, and then bring the left knee back by the right. Come up into your hands and knees, table, wrists under the shoulders. 3 cat breaths. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch, fingers spread nice and wide. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Let's take one more of those. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Now just bring a little free form movement. You can move the body side to side, forward and back. Anything that feels good. Let your elbows bend a little bit. Good. And then sit back into child's pose. Just a couple breaths. You can place the hands on top of each other and let the forehead rest there, or forehead can come down to the mat. A couple breaths into the low back. Wobble the hips and shoulders a little side to side. Just letting everything neutralize. Good. Come back up to hands and knees, table. We're going to come into squat pose. So we'll curl the toes under. We're going to walk the hands back till we're balancing on toes and fingertips. We're going to go into a standing forward fold. So let's lift the hips up, heels lower down. Widen your feet a little wider than the hips. Bring hands up to above the knees. Lift the chest into a halfway lift. So we keep a little bend in the knees. Bottom sticking back behind us, heart sliding forward, shoulders squeeze together. Pull the belly button in and up with strong legs, long spine. Engage your glutes a little. We're going to inhale, hinge up with a long, strong back. Good. Once you get up to standing, adjust the clothing. Good. Shake it out a little bit. We'll take a couple sun breaths. So the feet are going to be hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, heels pointing straight ahead, knees pointing straight ahead, thighs engaged, belly pulls in, belly pulls up a little. So we keep this good integrity in the lower body. Our arches lift a little bit. Arms down by your side. We're going to inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down. We'll take 2 more of those. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. 1 more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. Shoulders come up and back and down, up and back and down, up and back and down. Good. And let's alternate, one back and the other back. So when we alternate, we can kind of see if maybe there's a difference on one side or the other. Good. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. We're going to take a wide leg stance. So feet are going to be 3 to 3.5 feet apart. We're going to go into a little bit of a squat. So the toes are going to be pointing outward, and we're going to bend the knees a little bit. So it depends on how much you want to work your legs. The knees can just bend a little bit. They can bend a little bit more. They can bend a little bit more. So whatever your version of squat pose is. Okay. Toes are pointing out a little bit, and our arches lift. And we'll have the hands on the thighs. And we want the knees opening out wide. So we don't want the knees coming in. We want the knees opening out wide. And we're going to start to just shift a little side to side. So you're going to have to probably move the feet a little bit to get this movement here. So it's just a little bit wavy gravy, loosey goosey. We're just kind of just moving with it here, just keeping these hips nice and loose. But we keep those knees opening out. So the knees aren't coming in. Knees opening out, and we're just going to shift a little bit side to side. Good. And then we're going to come to neutral. So whatever level of squat you are, you can be up higher, perfectly fine. We're going to take the arms into shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Turn your palms forward. We're going to take cactus arms. So we're going to bend the elbows. Elbows in line with the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Good. We're going to lower a little bit, lift a little bit. Lower a little bit, lift a little bit. Lower a little bit. Find a spot that's pretty comfortable for you. Arches lift a little. We're going to do a little sumo walk squat. So we're going to walk a little forward. We're going to walk a little back. So we're just on our mat. We're walking a little forward. We're walking a little back. We're working those legs. We're working the arms. Keep that heart lifting, belly pulling in and up. And then we'll pause. Nice and slow, lower the arms. Oh, nice and slow, straighten the legs. Oh, those legs are working. Heel toe the feet in. Shake it out. Separate the feet a little wider than your hips. We'll take a few side swings. So we want that opposite heel to lift. When our arms swing to the left, the right heel lifts. When our arms swing to the right, the left heel lifts. So that keeps the hips flexible. They're not stuck. So we're going to just let those arms be floppy. This helps to lower our blood pressure, especially after like some sumo squat walks, right? So the belly pulls in and up, really good for the waistline. And it's good for the shoulders. We're letting everything go, lowers the blood pressure, whittles the waistline, releases the hips. Good, and then nice and slow. We'll slow that down. We're going to go into a warrior pose. So we'll take a wide leg stance on the mat. Feet are going to be 3 to 3.5 feet apart. We're going to take our right toes to the right. This mat keeps scooting. All right, right toes go to the right, left heel shifts back. We want to line up, draw a line from right heel should intersect left arch. Hips are level, don't let the right hip drop. Hips are level, shoulders over the hips. We're going to bend our right knee over the right heel, and we're going to open that right knee towards the right pinky toe. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders, belly pulls in and up. Turn and look over right fingertips. So your middle finger is your gaze point. We're stretching the arms. Keep relaxing the shoulders. Keep that right knee opening out to the right, and your back arch, your left arch, is going to lift up a little bit. We press on the outside edge of the left foot. Good. Now let's bring the left hand to the left hip. We're going to work the right shoulder. So bring the right hand to the back of the right head. And we're just gently going to lean the head into the hand and gently press the hand into the head. Good. So keep opening that front body. Keep opening the right hip. Keep lifting the left arch. And you're looking up towards the ceiling just a bit. Belly pulls in and up so you're strong. Good. And then we're going to inhale, unwind those arms back into shoulder level. Exhale, drop the shoulders, straighten the right knee, parallel the feet. We're going to take it the other way. Left toes to the left. Right heel shifts back a little bit. So get that good foundation of the feet. It's important to build your poses from the ground up. If we draw a line from the left heel, it should intersect the right arch. Hips level. Don't let the left hip drop. Hips level, shoulders over hips. We're going to bend the left knee over the heel. That right arch is going to lift a little. Press on the outside edge of the right foot. Inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Pull the belly in and up. Turn and look over the left fingers. Your middle finger is your gaze point. Keep that left knee opening out to the left. So the left hip actually opens to open the knee. Good. Now we're going to work that left shoulder. So right hand's going to come to the right hip and bring the left hand to the back of the head. And we're going to lean the head into the hand and gently press the hand into the head. So you're looking up a little bit, that left shoulder working, left knee opening up, belly pulls in and up, right arch lifts, couple nice breaths, strength here. So we're changing the gaze point a little by looking up. Good. We're going to unwind. Inhale, hands come back into shoulder level. We're going to straighten the left knee, and then we're going to drop the arms, parallel the feet, and then we'll heel toe the feet together. Feet hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, heels pointing straight ahead. Take a sun breath. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down. Take a few shoulder rolls because we work the shoulders there, so we want to kind of release them, release any tension, release any stretching, release any anything that we might have done to open those shoulders up, and then shake out the hands, shake out the legs. We're going to take our warrior two one more time, little different variation. So wide leg stance, right toes to the right, shift that left heel back just a little bit, line up heel and arch, bend your right knee, open the right knee. So we open the right hip, which is going to open the right knee. Left arch lifts, shoulders over the hips. Inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax shoulders. We're going to keep looking straight ahead on this one. We're going to work the arms a little bit. So we're going to bend the right elbow and bring the right hand to the heart. Palm faces away. Bend the left elbow and that palm faces in. Then we're going to bend the fingers like this, and we're going to pull the hands apart. So working the chest, working the arms, pull the belly in and up, and keep those legs really strong. So that right foot pushing firmly into the floor, the outside edge of the left foot pushing and left arch lifting, belly pulls in and up. Good. And then we're going to let go of the arms, straighten the right knee, parallel the feet. We're going to take it to the other side. So left toes point to the left, right heel shifts back, line up heel and arch, bend the left knee. Open that left hip, open that left knee out. Right arch lifts. So we press on the outside edge of the right foot, and that right arch lifts up. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax the shoulders, pull the belly in and up. This time we're going to bend the left elbow, bring the left hand to the heart, palm faces away. Bend the right elbow, and that right palm's going to face in. Then we're going to bend the fingers, and then we're going to pull them apart. So work the chest, work the shoulders, work the biceps. That left knee opens. The right arch lifts. Belly pulls in and up. Shoulders stay down and relaxed. So we don't want the shoulders up. Shoulders down and relaxed as we're strong. Strong warrior pose with a different variation for the arms. Good. And we're going to let go of the arms, drop the arms, straighten the left knee, parallel the feet. We're going to heel toe the feet in. Good. Feet parallel. Weight even on both feet. We'll take a sun breath. Inhale, hands up.
Exhale, hands down. Good, shake it out. We're gonna take a balance pose. We're gonna take tree pose. So variations for tree. It kind of really doesn't matter what you do with the leg that you're lifting, the foot that you're lifting. So I want to show you some variations, okay? So the feet are going to be hip width apart. We're going to start with hands on the hips. So I want to show you some variations. All the weight's going to come into my left foot, and I'm going to lift my right heel, and I'm going to slide my right heel over till it touches my left foot, my left shin, okay? So my right toes are just barely touching the mat, so you can stay right there. And that's good if you're can get a little bit wobbly. So that foot's down, but this left leg is still working. It's doing all the work because the right foot's not solid on the ground. So you can keep just those right toes down with the right heel touching the left leg. You can lift the right foot up and place it on the left calf. So you push the bottom of the right foot into the left leg, and you kind of push the left leg into the right foot. You see there's this kind of cohesion there. So you can stay there. The right foot can come up to the inner left thigh. Same thing, you're pushing the right foot into the left thigh and the left thigh into the right foot. So there's this good, nice, solid feel there. Okay. Sometimes the clothing is slippery and it just won't work. But wherever you are, whether the toes are down, the right knee's opening out. Right knee's not coming forward. This is kind of opening this hip too. So you can be here, you can be here. You can even, the variation is to bring the bottom of the right foot and face it up. Now I'm pushing the right foot into my left hip and my left hip into the right foot. And the right hip opens and the right knee is moving down. So that's just another variation. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm going to stay here, and then we're going to bring the arms. Let's take it into cactus. Good. So there's a tiny little bend in that left knee. It's not locked out. That left ankle working, the whole foot is working, the left leg getting really strong. Good. If you fall out of it, just move back into it. Just set up and go back into it. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. Let's drop the arms. And let's bring that right foot down. Now take a moment and feel that left leg did a lot of work. It's holding all the body weight. So let's shake that left leg out a little, right leg out a little. Just kind of shake out those legs. All right, so same thing on this side, right? All the weight's going to go in the right foot. You can lift the left heel and slide the heel over till it touches the right leg, the right ankle, wherever it might touch. Okay, that left knee opening out. You can have it on the calf, so we would push left foot against right calf and right calf against left foot, or you can be up on this inner right thigh, that left knee opening out, or you can come into this variation where the bottom of the foot is up, and I'm pressing this left foot into the right hip, right thigh, and right thigh into that hip. So I'll stay like this on this side. You find your variation, and then let's bring it back into cactus arms. I like the cactus arms. Sometimes it just really opens the heart, opens the chest. Good, find your balance. Focus on a spot and breathe. Feel grounded, rooted like a tree. Good. Hands come down. We're going to bring that left foot down. Shake out the right leg, shake out the left leg. Just shake it out a little bit. Good. Separate the feet a little wide. Take a few little side swings. Let that opposite heel lift. Arms floppy. Belly pulls in and up. Big breaths. Good. And then we're going to let that slow down. We're going to come all the way down onto the mat. We're going to go into a seated twist. So we're going to, let's sit with the legs out in front of us. Let's lean back on the hands. So the legs are out in front. Just windshield wiper those feet a little bit. Just kind of shaking that out. And then we're going to come into staff pose. So we're going to bring the feet together and we're going to pull the sits bones back. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We've got a little curve in the low back. You can always take a blanket and put under the sits bones to keep that little curve in the low back. You can also bend your knees a little bit. That will keep a little curve in the low back. So the feet are flexed. We're pressing the backs of the legs into the mat. We're lifting the heart. Belly pulls in and up. So we're going to take a little seated twist. We're going to bend the right knee, and we're going to bring the bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. My right hand's going to come behind me, and I'm going to press that right hand into the floor. Good. I'm going to inhale this left arm up. Exhale, relax the left shoulder down. Inhale again, and as you exhale, we're going to turn to the right, and we'll take that left hand to the right leg, and we're going to pull that right thigh into the belly. So now I'm bending my right elbow a little bit to keep that right shoulder down. I don't want that right shoulder up like this. I want that right shoulder relaxing down, heart's lifting. I've got a nice little curve in the low back, and this left leg pushing into the floor, left heel pushing away from me, left toes lifting. And I'm taking some nice big breaths into the low belly. So you want to feel the weight even on the sits bones. So rock a little side to side. Can you feel those sits bones evenly? We don't want to be more to the right or more to the left. Nice and even, and big breaths into the low belly. Keep that left leg long and strong. We're going to inhale, unwind, stretch the right leg out. And we're going to do the other side. So left knee bends, left foot on the floor by your right thigh. My left hand's going to come behind me. Good. My right leg is long and strong. Push through the heel. Right toes are lifting up towards the ceiling. I'm going to inhale the right hand up. Exhale, relax the right shoulder down. Inhale again. Exhale. I'm going to turn to the left. I'm going to wrap that right hand around the left knee, and I'm going to pull that left thigh into the belly. I'm going to bend my left elbow a little so that this shoulder comes down. I don't want the shoulder up. I want it nice and down and relaxed. The head's right over the tailbone, pressing the back of the right leg into the floor, pushing through that right heel, big breaths into the low belly. So twists are great for balancing the body's energy, for detoxing, for healing. Big breaths. We're almost done with the practice. Good. We're going to inhale and unwind. Stretch that left leg out. Lean back on the hands, and we'll windshield wiper the feet. Good. Let's go into Cobblers Pose. So we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. We're going to pull those sits bones back a little bit again. Keep a little curve in the low back. So what we don't want is to round the spine. We don't want the chest collapsing. We want the chest lifting. A little curve in the low back. Now let's bring the hands back behind the hips. Press the hands into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the heart. So shoulder blades squeeze, heart lifts. The chin can lift a little if that feels good. Feels okay to the neck. Belly pulls in and up. Create some length in the spine, opening in the hips. Good. And then we'll bring those hands forward. We're going to bring the feet a little away from the body. So for that cobbler's pose, they were kind of hugged in close. And we're going to bring the feet a little away from the body. We're going to go into a forward fold, like a clamshell. So we're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to round the spine. And we're going to bring the head down. So maybe you're up here, totally fine. Maybe you're here, just wherever you can get with this. But here it's okay to round the spine. We're going into this little forward fold here, and just go wherever it feels okay. A couple breaths into the back body, into the belly. And then nice and slow, coming back up. Good. One at a time, stretch the legs out, lean back on the hands. We'll windshield wiper the feet. Good. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. So hug the knees into the chest. We're going to roll side to side. Roll out the shoulders. Roll out the low back. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. And then
setting up for your final relaxation. So you can stretch the legs out, you can have the knees bent, you can have a blanket roll or a pillow under the knees, under the thighs. Just get your lower body comfortable, upper body comfortable. Roll the shoulders down and under a little bit. You can even be in cactus arms here if you like. Or you can have the arms at your side, palms up. Whatever might feel good for your final relaxation. Tuck the chin just a little bit. We create some length in the back of the neck. Feel the weight even on the right side of the body, left side of the body. Inhale, feel the belly rising. Exhale, feel the belly falling. So nothing left to do right now, just take on some stillness. We're letting all the poses we worked on tonight settle into the muscle memory. Everything relaxes. Everything settles. Noticing any sensations in the body. So yoga is so healing. Healing for the mind-body, healing for the body-mind. Yoga works on our physical body, so it works on our muscles, the joints, the organs, the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons, works the bones, works the heart, the lungs. So amazing for the physical body. But yoga also works our energy body. So we're more than just this physical body. We're energy. We're energy in this human form. So yoga works the energy body and all that it's made up, the chakras and the luminous self. This mysterious energy body that we have that we're starting to learn more and more about. Just tune into the breath. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can feel that inhale coming in through the nose and moving all the way down the legs to the feet, all the way down the arms into the fingers. And then that exhale moves back up the legs, back up the arms and out through the nose. So these nice, slow, full body breaths. Taking a moment of stillness, a moment of silence. The eyes relax, jaw relaxes, shoulders, back, hips relax. And if you're able to stay in final relaxation a little longer, I welcome you to stay as long as you have time for. And if you're gonna come out of relaxation with me, then we'll wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's bend the knees. We're gonna roll over onto your side. Take a breath here on your side. And then use your strong arms. Come up nice and slow all the way up to seated. So sitting tall, maybe on a blanket, maybe on a cushion, maybe on a block. I want the tailbone to scoop back slightly, heart lifts slightly, so we have a nice little healthy curve in the low back. Shoulders relax down, neck is long, feel good and grounded down through your seat, and imagine yourself growing tall up through the spine, through the neck, through the crown. And just know that this time you took to do the yoga, so healing to the mind-body, healing to the body-mind. Good, we'll
end our class, we'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. So feel this right side, right palm, left palm meeting here at the heart center. I'm so glad you were able to practice with me. I look forward to practicing with you again. Namaste.